Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today's video, are you worried about winter? Just actually pulled up outside my local garden centre. So I'm just going to nip into the garden centre, grab some seeds before I go to my first job, and then we'll have a little talk about why I'm not worried about winter, and we've still got ages. No one's thinking about winter yet. No one's thinking about winter yet. It's only the 1st of October. Alright, well maybe some people are thinking about winter, but I'm still not worried.
Can I help you?
Yeah, what did you do with unloading? Yeah, I've just got one of those porcelain arriving like that. Oh shit, yeah. Yeah, like today, the scene you parked there a minute ago, but we didn't know.
I saw you and I sat in the van for next.
Still cutting grass.
See, I'm still cutting grass, still mowing. My customers have still got at least another 3 cuts left, maybe 4, maybe 5, who knows. Last year I was mowing right up until December the 20th on about 80% of my lawns. Not sure if that'll be the case this year. Having said that, if everything stays mild, I might be, we don't know. But I'm not worried because I'm still cutting grass. And until I stop cutting grass, I'm not going to worry. And even then, I've not even started my autumn jobs yet. I've not started any of my leaf clearances, which is going to come soon. I've not started any of my hedge trimming. I've still got loads of hedge trimming that I need to get booked in and scheduled in. I'm just not worried about it. I've got a couple of people sat in my inboxes now, in my messages saying, oh, when you come in to do the autumn hedge trim, and I'm just sort of, not ignoring them, but, you know, pushing it back a bit. And if I can stretch that out to sort of end of November, December, that'll tie me through till the end of the year, man. I'll tell you what I'm going to do this winter and what I did last winter, and it's completely different. And I'll tell you why it's going to be different this year. I know everything's getting more expensive and stuff's getting smaller, and they call it shrinkflation. But what the f***'s that? That's for a large. Right, winter. What am I going to do? must have spilt some of that Miracle Grow stuff on my hand. Right, winter. Why I'm not worried? Well, first of all, I'm not worried because I've got work right up until Christmas. Same as I did last year. No problem. Last year, I knew I was taking a winter break. I knew that I was going to work right up until Christmas. Then I was going to have in between Christmas and New Year off and the whole of January, and then start getting back to work in February. That's sort of my plan every year, is to go work sort of from February till Christmas, take Christmas off, take January off, take the first couple of weeks of February off, and then get going again. So a nice little 8-ish weeks off over winter, a little winter break. And as long as I budget throughout the year for that, and I put a bit each way for me winter fund so I can still pay a wage in the January, no problem. And I can run my business that way. If I've got enough volume from February till Christmas, I can afford to not have any work in January. Now this year, why is this winter different to last year? Now this is for me personally. This year's been hard with the drought. I lost a couple of customers. I didn't lose the customers. I lost a couple of cuts in the summer when things weren't growing. A couple of weekly jobs turned into 3 weekly jobs. A couple of fortnightly jobs turned into monthly jobs. So I did lose a little bit of income. I probably lost about £2,000, which could be a winter. That covers January. For me anyway, for me personally, that covers January. I could probably afford to still stay off in the winter and be okay. I would have to really budget, but I'm not going to. And what I'm going to do this year is, yes, I'm still going to put a few adverts out of garden tidies and hedges and hope that I get some work. I don't think I'll get any garden work in January, but what I am going to do, and what I've signed up for, is I've signed up for some self-employed delivery driving. And I've signed up with Amazon Flex. I could still afford to take the winter off. I don't want to. I want to get out there and work and do something. Last year was nice, but after about 2 or 3 weeks, I got really bored. You know, when the kids went back to school after Christmas, and I got really bored, sat doing nothing basically. Yeah, I was doing bits, but I like to be in my routine. And I missed it. I missed it. I missed working. I missed bringing money in. I missed being out on the road. I missed speaking to people. So this year, I'm going to take about 2 weeks off over Christmas. In the new year, I'll go and do some of this parcel delivery. I'll only do it for about 4 weeks or 5 weeks. And yeah, just keep me active as well. If you need to go out and you need to go and do some delivery driving in the winter, or you need to go and work for someone else in the winter, go and do it, man. You know, we've all got bills, we've all got kids and mortgages and stuff to pay for. Don't let anyone try and put you down for getting another job or whatever. I'm going to do it this year. I keep saying this, I'm going to do it. We might get to the winter where I finish and I go, I can't be bothered. That might still happen. I might just take the time off, but I'm planning on doing it. And I will make a video out of doing it, and I'll let you know if it was worth my while or not. That's another reason why I want to do it. I'm just curious. Can you make good money doing it? Is it good? Because that could be good for days going forward where even, let's say during the season, I get rained off or whatever, or we get droughted off like we did this year, and I lose a bit of work. Maybe it's good to have, you know, something there to go and fall back on, and I don't know. Let's have a look. Definitely no shame in it. I think there's some self-employed people out there that maybe if it's their first business, they probably couldn't process that in the head that that's an okay thing to do. This is not my first business. I had my first business when I was 22 or 23, in a completely different industry. I used to earn a food takeaway, and I learned a lot from that first business in the years that I did that. And I think that's why I've done so well, and why I've managed to go from absolutely nothing to a full-time gardening business with no experience in gardening, but I've got experience in business, good and bad. So I think that's really helped me out. I'm trying to be real. I watch a lot of gardeners on YouTube. I watch some really good ones. I watch the Tattoo Gardener. I watch Pete. I think he seems like a lovely guy. I love the work that he does Obviously very experienced, way more experienced than me. Looks like he's got some lovely properties. He's really good. If you haven't watched him, go and watch him. I won't go and work for anyone else, but the self-employed drive and stuff I'm well up for. No problem whatsoever. Because there's no commitments to it, basically. If I hate it, so what? I'm just doing it to tick me over and get me through. And before we know it, it'll be February. The phone will start blowing up again. People will want garden tidies. People will want to get the hedges done. And then we'll be back into it again. It's, you know, it seems when you're approaching the end of the season and the winter, it can feel a little bittersweet. It can feel a bit like you really want to rest, but you're also worried about your income. It depends how you do it, how you're going to cope through the winter. And then before we know it, we're back into it and we're like, where did that break go? I feel like I've not rested. So it comes and goes pretty quick, doesn't it? It's been a really, really tough season. It's been by far my toughest season yet. Really happy that I still feel the way I feel about my business after having such a tough, difficult year, difficult customers, difficult weather, health problems. It's been a hard year, but we've got through it. Sort of. We're nearly there. We've nearly got through it. It's nearly over. Still a couple of months to go for me, and it's still growing. I'm still mowing. So I always say to people, it can be anywhere from Halloween to Christmas, somewhere in between. Last year, it was right up until Christmas for most of my jobs. But what'll happen is when you get to this time of year, so for 1st of October today, people will start asking, when do you think the last cut's going to be? And I always say, well, not for at least another month, but it could be another 2 months. And I always say to people, you know, I'll let you know around Halloween time how many cuts I think you've got left. And then they know, well, he's definitely coming until Halloween, and he's still going to have cuts after that. And if 2 cuts after Halloween, that's another month in it. If you're on fortnightly, so that gets you right the way through November and into December. And then what I normally do with people is, if I finish like mid-November, end of November, if I do finish with them, I say to them, just pop me a message just before Christmas if you want me to come and do a little tidy up, a little mow, clear some leaves. And most people go for it, or they say, yeah, just come back in 4 weeks, do a Christmas clean up. That's what I call it, a Christmas clean up. Blow all the leaves onto the lawn, hoover them all up, any little bits of tidying up. And once the grass cutting finishes, that's when I start doing stuff like me hedges. That's when I'll say to people, oh, I can do some pruning and cutting back now, or do you want me to tidy your borders up? Do you want to book me in for a monthly leaf clean up? Do you want me to prune your magnolia in the front? Do you want me to trim your hedges? All that sort of stuff. So once the mowing stops, it's not game over. In fact, it gets busier and harder, and you actually make a little bit more money because you're doing bigger, higher paid jobs. That's how it works for me anyway. But to summarise, I am not worried about winter. 2 reasons. 1, because we've still got loads of time to go. We've still got plenty of work to be getting on with. And 2, I wasn't worried last year and I took 8 weeks off and I was fine. So I'll never worry about winter as a gardener. Never, ever. In fact, it's the summer you want to worry about. If we have another summer like we had this year, that's when you need to worry. That's when the work dries up. So let me know in the comments, what do you do over winter? Do you have some winter work? Do you do what I'm doing? Do you go and do some delivery driving? Do you go and work for someone else? Do you just take a nice break like I would normally do? And I might still do this year, I don't know. But let me know, because I think most people do what I normally do and they'll work right up until the end of the year. They'll have a nice little break and they'll get back into it in February. I think that's what most of us do. But let me know in the comments, what do you do? Do you have a winter break? Do you go and work for someone else? Do you carry on? Have you got winter work? If you have, give us some tips, let us know. Let's help each other out in the comments, give each other some tips. But yeah, give us a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, it really helps me out, helps the channel grow. And until next time, take it easy and have a good day.